Hello student, myself Shubhrata Majumdar from ECE department. Today I am going to demonstrate you one of your laboratory experiment from the subject of circuit theory and network lab, which code is EC392. Today's content is experiment number 1. Title of the experiment: Study of RLC resonance circuit. Objective: to plot the resonance curve, frequency versus IRMS, and to determine the F naught, that means resonant frequency, along with the bandwidth. And also I will describe you the simulation platform and necessary virtual components which is required to perform this experiment, and some theoretical background to conduct this experiment, familiarization with simulation software which is required used to here, and along with a complete video demonstration of simulation process. Name of the platform and necessary virtual components and equipments here. Today we will use Proteus 8.1 Pro circuit simulator, but if you don't have this software till now in your PC, so in that case you will use this link, which is redirect you to my personal OneDrive, and from there you will download it, the setup. Also you will need this virtual equipment and component with a standard PC with a Windows 7, Windows 8 and Windows 10 OS operating system, minimum RAM and hard disk of 2 GB RAM, 50 GB hard disk free space to install this software, a CRT and LCD monitor with a sufficient screen resolution, a standard layout US layout keyboard and mouse, Proteus software which you will get from this link also, and some kind of few virtual component from inside the Proteus, like as it is a RL circuit, so resistance, inductor, capacitor as well. So resistor value is 10 ohms, inductor is of 50 millihenry, capacitor non-polar will be at 10 microfarad, and a sinusoidal AC voltage source which having a frequency sweep of 0 to 500 megahertz at the rate of 200 volt amplitude, and necessary voltage and current probe for AC volt and current measurement in this virtual platform, a DSO and frequency plotter. All these equipment or feature you will get from the Proteus. Inside the Proteus it is actually available. Now let's look at some theoretical introduction of series resonance circuit. Below you will see the standard series RLC circuit where R1, L1 and C1 is connected in series with the sinusoidal voltage source of 200 volt and 500 Hz frequency. You will also realize the capacitive reactance XC by J upon omega C ohms, and inductive reactance XL as J omega L ohms, and resistance, as you already know, independent of frequency response. So when resonance occurs in electric circuits due to the presence of energy storing elements like inductor, capacitor, here L1 and C1, it is the fundamental concept based on which the radio and TV receivers are designed in such a way that they should be able to select only the desired station frequency. So there are two types of resonance, namely series resonance and parallel resonance. These are classified based on the network elements that are connected in series or parallel So today let us discuss about series resonance only. If the resonance occurs in RLC circuit, then it is called as series resonance. Consider the following series RLC circuit, this one. Here the passive elements such as resistor, inductor and capacitor are connected in series. This entire combination is in series with the input sinusoidal voltage source, this one. Therefore, in a series RLC circuit, there are a certain frequency point where the inductive reactance of the inductor XL becomes equal in value to the capacitive reactance of the capacitor XC. That means these two will be same. And another thing happen, let's see. When resonance occurs in a series circuit, the input signal frequency causes the voltage across L and C will be equal but the opposite in phase. Okay, the point at the applied frequency in which it occurs is called resonant. So that because of both are opposite in phase but unequal, so resultant reactance will be realized at as a 0 ohms. So when resonance occur, only that resistance virtually acting in this circuit, these two are acting as a simple conductor theoretically. So is called as resonant frequency of this circuit. It is expressed by Fr, sometimes F naught, both are equals, which produces a maximum series resonance in that circuit. So we get the total current as I equals to V upon R plus j omega L minus j by omega C. So after doing the mod function of I, we will get V upon root over R square plus omega L minus 1 by omega C whole square. Now find the resonant frequency and bandwidth of that circuit. So from the previous slide we get omega L is equals to 1 plus omega C, or we can say omega naught square equals to 1 by LC. So therefore omega naught equals to 1 by root over LC. So after replacing the omega by 2 pi f, we could get 2 pi f naught equals to 1 by root over LC. And after shifting the 2 pi at right hand side, we will get pure f naught, that means resonant frequency, which will be equals to 1 by 2 pi root over LC. So now as we know, the bandwidth of a spectrum will be the higher frequency limit of the spectrum minus the lower frequency limit of that particular spectrum. So therefore bandwidth equals to R by 2 pi L, and by below this, following this two equation, we could find the limit of this minimum frequency and maximum frequency of that spectrum. Now we could get the Q factor also, Q naught equals to F naught by bandwidth. Now let's do the simulation with these following circuits. The same circuit, series RLC with the Proteus software. After doing the simulation, we have to fill this page, observation table. Here a observation table is given. After simulation, you will make complete this table. When you complete your simulation at Proteus, then do your theoretical calculation. Before that, F naught, FL and FH accordingly, and find the bandwidth, and also you will find Q factor by F naught by bandwidth. So when you finish your simulation at Proteus software, you will get, finally you will get this graph. How to get it I will show you later. And record the readings from the graph and verify the practical F naught and bandwidth. Serially, you have to record all the data from this graph, read the frequency from x-axis. Here is the frequency, and read the current gain from the y-axis at the left hand side, and put all the data in the table. It is recommended that 50 points minimum should be recorded in this table, so you can get the very good looking or familiar graph. But one point is there: when you plot the graph inside the Proteus, by default Proteus has a feature. When you plot the frequency response curve, what will do, Proteus can do only plot this curve, frequency versus gain. Okay, this left axis vertical scale is in your gain actually, but theoretically, to realize the resonance of this RLC circuit, we have to convert it further in a peak current. So further you will do little bit, export all the data from the Proteus graph in an Excel sheet with a .csv format to convert the current gain into a current peak for further analysis. So in next slide I will show you how it look like. So then we will realize the bandwidth from this curve. It is exactly look like that when you retrieve all the data in a Excel sheet, and then if you plot it there, you will get this curve where clearly mentioned that in x-axis input frequency in hertz and in y-axis peak current in ampere, and all the parameters as well as bandwidth. So what is bandwidth? The response curve for the current versus frequency here shows the current is at a maximum or 100% resonance. That means here, which is denoted by FR or F naught. The bandwidth of the resonance circuit is defined by the definition as the total number of cycles below and above the resonant frequency, for which the current is equal to or greater than 70.7% of its maximum resonant value. That means 70% of this peak current, which is here 14.14 ampere for this particular frequency. For this respective frequency here, you will find near about 2.225 Hz the resonant frequency of your circuit. The two frequencies in the above, that are 7.707 of the maximum current, are called band. So maximum peak current is 14.14. So if you assume that is 100% peak for the particular circuit, so the 70.7% of this peak will be your half power frequency. Okay, and the two frequencies, lower one and higher one, is your delta F for the bandwidth. Okay, so I will show you how to retrieve this graph in Excel sheet when I do the simulation. Now up to this end our presentation will end. Thank you for all. Now we'll prepare to go do the simulation in our Proteus software. Okay, thank you. Happy Independence Day. Now we are ready for the simulation of RLC resonance circuit in our Proteus software. After open the Proteus, you have to open a new project. You already know that how to open a project in Proteus. So I have already did this project for you, series resonance circuit. You will see here I will connect R1, L2 and C2 in series with this virtual voltage source, which having a property like this. The signal generator I already renamed at VAC in, so that the only reason I have to plot this data in your Proteus graph, and I provide here the input RMS voltage, which is equal to the 200 volt. So I directly take it as a RMS, and frequency, as I already mentioned, 500 Hz. Okay, and select the nature of this signal as a sinusoidal. And I also did one thing here to observe the circuit current. I also include a current probe from here. This is your probe function, probe menu. From here you will have to connect a current probe. Okay, so in that way you have to put a current probe here. So I delete it. I cannot do duplicate of that. And to observe the voltage across RL and C2, L and C2, I also add two voltage probe also there. So when I simulate it, it shows us the maximum current and voltage drop across L and C. Now for retrieve the graph, you have to stop the simulation first and then PK graph from this left side menu. So for here for today our application, for our prediction, we need a frequency graph to plot. So first you put your circuit at the top of the screen, so we can get a space for graph simulation. Okay, place it properly. Okay, now take your frequency plot feature and make a space, mark a space, allot a space for this graph. Now your first job is right click on the graph, edit the graph. So first you will have to assign a reference for this graph, that means this brace reference x-axis. For here our experiment will have to take the frequency source, sinusoidal source, as a reference, and suppose our start frequency will be start from 1 Hz, and our application frequency we already know 500 Hz, and the interval should be in linear manner. And now the step. So I recommend always set your step equals to your stop frequency or greater than that, then only your graph will be a significant good looking graph. So you doesn't need to scale your y in dB. So check out it, and all the graph parameters have been setted. Now observe very carefully. Reference should be your VSC in, start frequency should be from 1 Hz, and it will be stopped at 500 Hz. Interval will be linear type, and the step interval will be 1000, so that our 500 Hz can have a resolution of up to 500 Hz, we will have a 2 data point. When it's increase accordingly our signal source. Now click at OK, click at yes, simulate. Then after setting the reference, we will have to add a trace with that reference. What should I plot in this frequency graph? We should have plot our current, circuit current. So here click on add trace, and at the first one probe 1 you will have to give a path for I sign. Already I refer here, so you could see I already write over the name of this current probe as a I sign. Okay, so you will have to give a path at the address as I sign and click OK. So you could see there our frequency at x-axis has been scaled as every 50 Hz, after every 50 Hz. Okay, that only because of this parameter 500 Hz, the 1000 steps divided by 500 Hz, then we will get this 50 Hz of resolution. Clear? Now after simulation you will get your curve, and from here this red line, if you click on that, your graph will be added in full screen. So now you will have to click anywhere on this graph to include a tracer, or you can say cursor. So if you move the cursor accordingly along through all the graphs, you will find at the left hand side bottom, right hand side bottom, you will get the current readings, respective current readings for this frequency, and at the bottom of the left hand side you will get the respective frequency. So in which frequency how many current will appear, you will find from this cursor. So as we move our cursor at the extreme top notch, so we will find at 2 to 5 Hz we will get our maximum current gain, 100 M. So this current scale we have to convert in a peak current, as I already told you in the presentation session. So what to do, you have to right click over there and export the graph data. Okay, after right clicking you will get this menu, and then you have to select the export graph data. You click this, it will ask for you a path. Suppose in your desktop you put a name just like RLC, data, but you have to mention here the extension name as CSV, otherwise the file will be in data form, so it will not directly open from the Excel application. So you will have to mention the extension name, which is CSV, so that Excel can find the file properties easily and save it. Okay, now up to here your Proteus tasks will finished. You can you can save your project by this tab, save tab, and close it down. Now you will find your one file has appeared in your desktop, RLC data. So when you double click it, automatically it will open by Excel, and you will find the all 1000 data point in your Excel sheet. Okay, it will actually 1000 because the first row has been named as the axis name, frequency and I sign as per the Proteus graph. So now you will have to what to do, you will have to as we know, this is our current gain at B column. This is our current gain, so we'll have to multiply this gain with the input voltage. So in C column you will have to put a formula by in this way, equals to this one, this cell is your B2, and then put a multiplication operator, mathematical operator, and put your input voltage value, which is 141.421. okay, or 42, you can say 42. Now enter. So you will get a peak current value. For eliminating this exponent form, you will have to further format your cell by 11 digit after decimal, so you will get a final value in non-exponential form. So after doing that, you will have to put throughout this column your previous formula, which is particular individual cell into input voltage. So it's a very big data, so you'll have to go fast. 500, 600, it's almost reached now. Yes, up to this way. Now release your left key from the mouse, you will see all the data has been plotted. You will get all the respective peak current. Okay, so after that we will have to plot this frequency versus peak current column. You will have to select all the frequency column over here and peak current column also. Then after, you already know how to insert a graph over there. This option you will select here. One thing we did wrong, we also include the axis name row accidentally, so we will have to erase all the data again and put it again. You have to put your formula over there only. So B2 into equals to B2 into 141.42. enter. Now drag this icon only, okay, not the whole. You not to select all the cell, you will have to select only this dot of this corner, okay, here. Now in this way, then only it will implemented the formula for the entire column up to your last data point. So do it as I demonstrate you, so there will be no problem here. Okay, fine. So you will get all the peak current accordingly, and you will have to select this one, it take little bit of time because of huge data. Again press Ctrl, go to the top, press Ctrl key, no, we have to take from 1. Okay, don't lose your patience. Every creative work needs some time. Okay, now go at the top and select the peak current column. Okay, it's almost finished. Okay, fine, we did. Now go to the insert tab and plot your data. Okay, so accordingly, after furnishing all the graphics and all those things, you will get this file. I will show you. I already save it for you. So it's already created. So in this file you will see how to plot a graph in Excel sheet. Okay, so we'll see same data will be there at the left hand side. Frequency, this is your input frequency, this is your current gain from Proteus, which we get from Proteus, and after conversion this is our peak current, linear peak current output. And by selecting these two column we will able to plot this graph. So okay, so now I will assume that all of you understand how to plot a data, complete data with the Proteus and with the help of Excel sheet. So when your lab will start, I will do the rest of the part for you. If you have any queries, I will show you how to do it. Thank you for all.